Okay, first I'm going to make sure the video's picking up. Okay, the video is picking up. So, I have taken 1 page's worth of notes to integrate into the design document today. I have taken those notes off screen, so I'm going to go get right to it. First up, health/mana storage will not be expended until you're below 80% of your maximum health for mana, so that they do not conflict with passive or proc heals, or mana gains, or mana spring totem. As such, will not conflict with them as much. And said storage will not be expended to increase your maximum health for mana beyond 80% of it, causing it to save the rest for later. So I scroll up to HP5/MP5 changes and MP5 changes. That storage size is equal to one sword left. I could have a fly. And you get tutorials to tell you about it. Healing for HP5 is not affected by healing and other healing modifiers. Storing those who never take a curse or etc. etc. While you are below 80% of your maximum hit points, and a single tick of HP5 would not bring you to or above 80% of your maximum hit points. Stored life will never attempt to heal you past 80% of your hit points, and stored life that is not used during a given tick will be saved for later ticks. Copy HP5 and MP5 changes. To heal you past 80% of your hit points, but it's saving that sort of life for when. Okay. Copy that and paste that. Okay. So temporary change of the document made. Help HP5 and MP5s. Help HP/mana storages. Wait until you're below 80% of your max hit points to HP or mana to use the HP/mana storage and not use said storages to make your HP/mana go above 80%. So that they don't conflict with passive healing or passive or proc healing / mana gains, such as troll regen, mana spring totem, and the replenishing weapon enchants. I think it's called replenishing. Yeah, replenishing. That website is completely unrelated to this. Oh, that reminds me, is Classic WoW Live back up yet? No, it's still broken. I hasn't fixed it yet. Damn. So I still can't get around to figuring out how much MP5 needs to get nerfed. Because I don't know exactly how much Spirit gives you mana for each class, because the most reliable source currently is not working, and I don't know the next best thing that's completely accurate for Vanilla Classic and not TBC Classic. So, anyway. Next up. We have, for instance, changes to battleground food in section number 5, PvP. If I recall correctly, this is under unequipable item changes. Yep. Unequipable item changes. So, I scroll down to the PvP section. Battleground food and water have been changed. See section number 3 items under unequipable item changes for more details. Change to basically be like food that's 10 levels over its level requirement. That's pretty good. Food slash water. Food slash water. Okay. Place have has. Okay, a major flaw this game. A major flaw. That's just the crop. That's just referencing a different section. I don't have to put them to change log. Next up, battleground food water advantages will no longer require repetition for any battleground faction to use. So, hold on here. Warsong. Making sure I'm doing this shit right. Warsong supply officer. Warsong Roonclop badges. Aren't there Warsong Roonclop badges? Oh, drops, not cells. Okay, here. So that's basically heavy Runecloth, heavy Mage Weave, and heavy silk. Okay. Making sure. These will mirror the options that first aid has. And have as many options as first aid has. And so, battleground food, water, and bandages no longer require repetition for any battleground faction to use. Which requires neutral or higher to use. Has no reputation requirement to use. Copy and paste. Okay, that's more clear about what it means now. But I still have to go over food not requiring battleground reputation. You know, actually, I'm gonna move this from the item section to the PvP section. Move the battleground food changes from items down to PvP. Alterac spring water does not count as PvP water. Alterac spring. Bottled Alterac spring water. Oops. Undo. Bottle. Okay. And require level 45 to drink. Okay. So instead of level 55 water, now it's just level 45 water. And you can use it outside of battlegrounds. Anyway. Making sure here. Food. Where's the Ultra Command biscuits? Here they are, Ultra Command biscuits. Okay. Now I put this down in the PvP section, and I don't have to reference it there anymore. Instead, I can just put it there. Now require neutral to you to eat and otherwise be modified as follows. Okay, that's better. Made BG food be usable at neutral. No longer have a reputation requirement to eat and otherwise be modified as follows. So not bottled Alterac spring water. Actually, I don't have to put that there. It by default does not refer to Alterac spring water since it is only a drink and not food. Okay. Okay, next change. Anti-venom and strong anti-venom will now require an amount of first aid equal to the skill needed to craft them to use, just like powerful anti-venom does. Make bandages be more useful at lower levels compared to how useful heavy rune cloth bandages are at level 59. No, that's actually a very bad way of putting it. That's not quite my intention. Now, why did I redo how much health all the bandages give you, except for heavy runecloth bandages? I gotta remember why I did that. I just didn't like the way the numbers looked. Well, let me look at them again. Maybe I'll think of something. Crystal infused bandage here is probably something from the beta that never made it in. Or the PTR that never made it in. Do you fit? So yeah, powerful anti-venom requires first aid to use. Strong and regular anti-venom do not require first aid to use, but only to make. These make 3 per craft, this makes 1 per craft. Like, I don't like that. I'm adding a new anti-venom in between called potent anti-venom. This spells up to level 15 and requires a new to your venom sac between large and huge. By the way, large is renamed to venom sac, and then I'm adding a new one called large venom sac at like 200 skill. I'm also bumping rune cloth bandages up from 260 to 270, so that plus 30, plus 30, plus... So that you just go like 150, and plus 30, plus 30, plus 30, and another plus 30. And then you get plus 20 to get heavy rune cloth bandages. I guess it doesn't have to be a 300. I'm going to do a bit of research here. Hold on, I'm going to turn off my display for a bit. 60. Alright. So how much health does this level 10 guy have with no gear? It is 263 hit points. Not much at level 10. Then I had wool bandage heal for 200 over 8 seconds at level 11. You might have a few greens by then, and that guy's a Tauren. And a warrior. Let me see here. Troll mage. How many hit points did a troll mage have? Fucking randomize. What the fuck ever. I don't care about the rover name. So. It doesn't fucking... Ugh. I have to create a gear set. Fate 6 I have more shit to do. Have to add equivalency points. Okay, so how many hit points do I have? 1650 base hit points. Jeez. Can I just change what level he is? Have to hit the customize button, have to hit the submit button. Oh, I can't just do shit to change what the fuck he has. Okay, fine. See what a level 30 mage would have. No, it's gonna be slightly different for each race, but what the hell. How about level 31? Have to create a gear set before he'll tell me how many hit points he has, and do all this other shit. Because it thinks I'm trying to make a best in slot guy, or some shit, but I'm not. I'm just trying to figure out how much. 1329 hit point. Oh wait, 538 hit points. And then I have silk bandages at level 31. Heavy silk bandage heal for 720 over 8 seconds. Though by then you could probably have some sort of stamina on you, which means. How about I try level 31? Whatever, fine, an home mage. Wait. Gnome warrior. How about I try a gnome warrior? $791 hit points. I don't need this anymore. I don't even play Classic anymore. So this is 538. This is 791. So, with the level requirements I had for So anyway, I was going to give character level requirements to using bandages on top of their first aid requirements. Linen bandages require level 5. You can't get first aid before level 5 after all. Heavy linen bandages are going to require level 7. Wool bandages are going to require level 11. Heavy wool bandages level 19. This is all according to how much perfection you need to craft them. Silk bandages are going to require level 25. Heavy silk bandages level 31. Mage weave bandages level 37. Heavy mage weave level 43. And rune cloth, being bumped up to 270, is going to require level 49. And heavy rune cloth is going to require level 53. Not still, but yeah, it's going to require level 53 to use. So it's going to make twink bandaging not be so crazy. Which is gonna... Make bandaging still matter in battlegrounds, but not be fucking ridiculous. Clean up the HP values. Clean up bandage statistics. They look... That's a bad way to say it. Anyway, first off, anti-venom and strong. Anti-venom will now require as much first aid to use as it does to craft them, to be more like powerful anti-venom. Powerful anti-venom does, so why didn't they? Anti-venom will now require level 11 to use, and strong anti-venom will now require level, what was it, 23, 22 to use, and powerful anti-venom will now require level 60 to use. No, actually 55 to use, because it requires 300 skill. A new manual will be added called Potent Anti-Venom, which lets you make anti-venom that requires... How much was it? 200 skill to make and use, and dispels a poison, and makes 2 anti-venoms that dispel poisons of up to level 50. And requires only a new item called Large Venom Sac. The existing item called Large Venom Sac was Note that the Large Venom Sac needed to craft strong anti-venom was renamed to Venom Sac. You know, instead of doing a complicated rename stuff, I'm just gonna say Large Venom Sac is now a higher level item. It's gonna require a Large Venom Sac, which now only drops from level, what was it, 36 to 50 spiders. Wait, no, 36 to 49 spiders. Spiders, scorpions, poisonous spiders, scorpions. So not the Arafi Highland spiders. Insects and crit fiends, such as the boss of Razor Fen Downs. To craft. 2 anti-venoms per crafting. Strong anti-venom will now require a new item called Venom Sac instead of a Large Venom Sac to craft. venom sacks drop from everything that used to drop a large venom sack. Which it now only drops off of level 36 to 49. Poison spiders, insects, and crypt fiends. And insects and crap. Okay. Battleground bandages will... I already did that. Bandages themselves will be further changed as such. Linen requires level 5 to use, heals for 80 over 8 seconds. Heavy linen requires level 7 to use, heals for 120 over 8 seconds. Wool, heavy wool, silk, heavy silk, mage weave, heavy mage weave, rune cloth, heavy rune cloth. Wool heals for 200 over 8 seconds, requires level 11. Requires level 19 to use, heals for 480 over 8 seconds. I might get rid of the changes to how much I heal for, but not the level requirements. The level requirements are going to stay. Silk heals, requires level 25 to use, heals for 584 over 8 seconds. Heavy silk requires level 31, heals for 720 over 8 seconds. Mage weave requires level 37, heals for 928 over 8 seconds. Requires level 43, heals for, requires level 49, heals for, requires level 53, is otherwise unchanged. To use, to use, to use, to use, to use. Heavy Mage Weave heals for 1072 over 8 seconds. Rune Cloth heals for 1294 over 8 seconds. And now requires 270 skill to craft and use. To craft. And 210 skill to use. Heavy Rune Cloth now requires level 53 use and is otherwise unchanged. Requires 200, requires 175. 225. In theory, you could just stay at expert first aid and never advance beyond it if someone else gave you bandages. You know, I'm gonna make them require bandages will now require as much first aid to you now require an amount of first aid to use equal to the amount required to craft them and be further changed as such. Okay. Now then. Based on this stuff, this guy's level 31. Heavy silk bandages would basically be full fucking heal. But then, Got this, oh right, I got rid of level 60 guy. Well, this level 60 guy, he's a hunter, 2,207 hit. Oh, that's before gear. Okay, delete all the sets, come on. Okay. Fuck, now I gotta make it a new set. Just so I can see how many hit points you have. I saw it for a teeny little bit, and then it just went away. Create. Okay, 2,207 hit points. And then heavy runecloth bandages heals for like 2,000 hit points, but that's not really a fair comparison because level 60 players are expected to have enchants on their gear and have a high amount of gear that's actually close to their character level and have a high amount of blue items compared to players of other levels and even epic items. So that's really not a fair comparison. How about level 49? How about a rogue? Why the fuck is that the realm selection shit? I don't even know why. Okay, 2,093 hit points at level... Oh, I forgot to not make him level 60. Okay, okay. Delete character. Try it again. Another human rogue. Customize. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I forgot to make him level 49 again. Okay, this time, I'm gonna fucking remember to not make him level 60. He's gonna be level 49. Okay, so he only has 1,466 hit points. And then vanilla heavy runecloth bandages. You know, I'm just gonna leave bandage hit points unchanged. They're on. So that would mean level 19 twink bandages heal for 301 hit points over 7 seconds. Which is less than 8 seconds, but still, only 301 hit points. Level 29 twink bandages heal for not too amazingly much more than that, 400 over 8 seconds. And let me see here, how many hit points would a, hold on, I should be comparing level 19 and level 25, and not level 19 and level 29. Because silk bandages are available at level 25, so, you know, maybe it's not that bad. And then heavy silk bandages are level 31, and mage weave bandages are level 37. They heal for 800. And this is the best you can get in the level 39 bracket. This is the best you can get in the level 49 bracket. And in the level 59 bracket, you can just skip this. Okay. Give stuff. Clean up the make the anti-venom. Clean up the anti-venom implementation. Make bandages have character level requirements to use. But why? It makes the profession look cleaner, at least. But do I really want to do that to the gameplay? based on their profession and their P levels, which of course means profession levels, so that bandages. Ah, okay. This makes low-level bandages be able to get sold. There is a good reason to do it. So that some low-level bandages have economic value. So that's heavy wool, silk, and mage weave. Heavy wool, That's a lot of wool. Well, wool is already pretty valuable, which is why I bring this up. Those 1920s are going to want even more wool to make those heavy wool bandages instead of using fucking heavy silk bandages. No, wait, mage weave bandages. They go from mage weave bandages, 800 over 8 seconds, all the way down to heavy wool bandages, 300 over 7 seconds. Those level 19 twinks do. And if I just did a professional level requirement, I'd be using silk bandages. So it's just heavy wool. So once again, it's just heavy wool, silk, and mage weave bandages that I'd be giving economic value to. The rest would just be whatever the hell. You know, I kind of don't like that I'm doing this, but I also wouldn't like that I'm not doing this. I had good reasons for it earlier today, but I just can't remember what they are. Because I forgot to write down those reasons. It felt so good when I figured this stuff out. I mean, it felt good when I figured this stuff out. Not so good, but just good. But I can't remember. I also don't like that you can just buy bandages from people that you're not of a high enough level to craft, and then not have to train your skill higher. Like, even if it does encourage trading, it's... I don't like the reasoning for it. There are better ways to encourage trading, but that's not one of them. I mean, there are good ways to encourage trading, but that's not one of them. I don't think. You know, I can't use this explanation of making low-level bandages as economic. No, wait, actually I can, because all you would really care about is heavy runecloth bandages and mage weave bandages. That's it. Heavy runecloth and mage weave. Just mage weave. So, yeah. But now it's mage weave, silk, and heavy wool. But still not linen. A few more, so that a couple more low-level bandages have economic value. Okay. And to make bandages not be extremely powerful in twink BGs. Not potentially be extremely powerful for your character level. Not just at all. Okay. Well, I guess this is the explanation I'm going to be using. Okay, so I'm not changing how much he heal for anymore. I'm just giving him level requirements. But what if I didn't give him level requirements? I just had the skill level requirements. So let me see here. Mage Weave would be 29 bracket bandage. The 39 bracket bandage would obviously be heavy rune cloth. The 19 bracket bandage would be silk. You would not be using wool at all. But by restricting it to character level, that's an extra bandage. Wool would be 19. Regular silk would be 29. And then 39 would be mage weave. And 49 would be regular rune cloth. But that part doesn't matter so much, because it doesn't increase the value of rune cloth itself. Just rune cloth bandages. Although it means that the regular rune cloth, but it does mean that the regular rune cloth bandages that people craft in order to level up will not have to get vendored, because they'll be able to auction them off to level 49 twinks, who are going to want those things. So they'll probably just buy rune, so they might just buy rune cloth instead. I don't quite know for sure. Yeah, I don't quite know for sure, I guess. Well, maybe you can make someone a deal on them if you're crafting. Well, crafting's not the right word. If you're good enough at economics or whatever. I don't know how to smash it to be. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and first aid. Paste. So. A reminder to myself, after I'm done putting this in the changelog, I got to go and actually change large venom sack and add regular venom sack to the game, which will be done in the drop changes section and the new / I think it's a new one. Item addition / changes section too. I think. I forgot what it's called. Anyway. Made a bunch of changes to first aid. There's not much section to read, so you can just go look at the section. There's still not much section to read. The section is still very small, so you can just go look at the section yourself. At section number 8.6, first aid yourself. Okay. And because this is a changelog for what is essentially a changelog, it'll be easy enough to get what there is, especially since the previous version is always linked to in the design document. Anyway. Venom sacks. Which section of items? Item additions and related changes. Okay. Hardened. This isn't utter. This goes under item additions. And related changes. Fuck it. Paste. Okay, now. A new item called Venom. item called Venom Sac will be added to the game. It'll drop off of level, what was it? $20 to $35. And these are all spiders and scorpions. Okay. 20 to 35 spiders and scorpions. And vendor for, sorry, the scorpions have the exact same drop rates as large venom sacs did, and vendor for 1 silver, 85 copper. It's used to make strong anti-venoms in the place of large venom sacs now. Now I go down to drop changes. Level 20 to 35 spiders and scorpions will no longer drop large venom sacs because they now drop regular venom sacs instead. Level 36 to 49 spiders, scorpions, insects, and crit fiends, poisonous ones, will now drop large venom sacs. Be capable of dropping large venom sacs. Which are now used to make a new item called Potent Anti-Venom instead of Strong Anti-Venom. Dispels up to level 50. Poisons instead of Strong Anti-Venom. Okay. Stringy. Made level 20 to 35 spiders and scorpions drop venom sacs instead of large venom sacs. Venom sac is a new item. Made level 36 to 49 poisonous spiders, scorpions, insects, and crit fiends drop large venom sacs. Which now vendor for an indeterminately larger amount of money. Speaking of which, large venom sacs now also vendor for an indeterminately higher amount of money. Higher. Okay, next change. Did that. Fix disruptive potion, spell failure, stacking denotation by deleting the word other. Disruptive. Disruptive potions. Okay. Elemental oils mistakenly last for 20 seconds. They should last for 1 minute. This is a pretty bad mistake that I'm fixing right now. 1 minute. Copy. Paste. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elemental oil. Paste, 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 paste. Corrected the duration of elemental oils to be 1 minute instead of 20 seconds. Mana oils now last for 2 seconds less than major per rank below major. So this is now 28. This is now 26. This is now 24. This is now 22. This is now 20. Slightly increase the durations of, how about just increase the durations of non-major mana oils on use effects. Next change. Tranquilizer shot will no longer affect mechanicals. Speaking of which, remove the trank shot immunity denotation from Gnomish Battle Chicken. Right here. No longer says it's immune to tranquilizer shot. Gnomish Battle Chicken. Will also reduce the target's range by 10, but that makes sense. But it'll now also no longer work on mechanicals because that also makes sense. Get rid of the now part. Discombobulator raid won't work on raid bosses either. Discombobulator. Slash bosses. Discombobulator. Remember to make discombobulator raids not work on raid bosses. No Goblin Bomb Defense and Axel for 276 physical and 275 damage against a single target on a 2-minute cooldown. Previously, I had itemized Goblin Bomb Dispenser as if it was an area of effect thing, but I forgot to make it be single target. Excuse me, but I forgot to make it have an area of effect. Actually, Fuck it, I'm just gonna give an area of effect instead of doing that. Hit now. And have an 8-yard radius. Explosion radius. 5-minute cooldown. I just defined it, did that instead of whatever the hell. Because I didn't feel like recalculating its incapacitation time. And given it's already 2 to 3 second incapacitation, it'll probably be pretty strong. Oh wait, yeah, it would probably be pretty strong. If it's 2 to 3 seconds AoE incapacitation, a single target will last for 9, 10, or 11 seconds. Between 9 and 11 seconds. Depending on what the 2.5 here is. Depending on what rounded to 2.5 here. So anyway. Defined the re. Define the radius of goblin bomb dispensers explosion to be 8 yards. Okay, next up. No much Jeffrey will no longer siphon your health. It doesn't need to do that. I actually meant to do that in a previous version, but I forgot to do it. I think I forgot to do it in a previous version. Damage dealt is reduced by spell pushback during the charging. No Mish, Death Ray, no longer siphon your hit points and made its damage get reduced by spell pushback. Because the charge is restored seconds channeled. In case that wasn't obvious enough. Channeled. Channeled with 1 L or 2 L's. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on my display. Channel. There are 2 L's, not one. Wait, you can spell it with 1 or 2 L's. What is it with 2 L's then? It's 1 L. It's 1 L. That's what the internet says. It's 1 L. Okay, okay. Turning my display back on. So yes, channel. No shift rate obviously is channeled. Anyway, next up. Flash bombs already affected critters. Get rid of now redundant change and denotation in the change log. Next up, specify that the Arcanine Dragonlade's Fire Breath can critically strike it as Cone of Cold's radius. Has Cone of Cold's radius. Arcanine Dragonlade. Define that Arcanine Dragon Links, Fire Breath, can crit, and has Cone of Cold's radius. And lastly, do you know that target dummies are no longer have loot tails and instead have to be deconstructed for loot? And said dummies are no longer lootable. And no longer have non-deconstruction loot tables, and instead can be deconstructed for yielding, which has the loot tables that normally looting them had in patch 1.12.2. That isn't how they're going to change a lot because that's what I meant. It was just worded badly. Poorly. Yes, engineers can deconstruct stuff to get loot out of it, based upon this table. Yes, you can get token arcanite. Yes, you can get token arcanite converters, but I wouldn't recommend farming stuff for it. To get token arcanite converters that way, you got a pretty fat chance of that happening. Compared to going out and mining for rich thorium veins. Trying to get arcane crystals out of there. I guess. Anyway, and that is all the notes I got for today. Alright, see you later.